Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 2. So many shots focusing on walking and feet. Why are you walking away? Episode 49. One more time. Apologizing is weird as you execute someone. Oh, we're in Sukuna's house. I recognize that decorating anywhere. This is going well. I mean, it is, right? We're getting away. Well, we're dead. We got executed. But as far as he knows, everything's going according to plan. What is the actual quirk here? It's something else. It's not just speed. Yeah, you couldn't hit him if it was. You're doing a great job, like, standing up, though, after all this abuse. Painting. Yeah, an older brother. No. He's catching up. Where do you get the sword? This is increasingly unfair. They did a great job making this guy so unlikable. It's not even that he's a jerk. You know, Toji was a jerk, and Toji's cool. There's just something smarmy about him. Looks like he's just having fun with this. I agree. But whatever it takes, right? Speaking of Toji-kun, we are opposites in a big way. Nah, it's all me. It's me all the way down. Everything good about me is me. I did that. Everything bad, I mean, that's someone else's fault. You know, like my brothers and women everywhere. Damn women. Not standing behind their man. Hard out there for a man these days. Actually, I think this idea is especially true for family, right? Where it's very, very easy to identify ways in which our parents and families have failed us, and that led to this, that, and the other negative consequence in our lives and personalities. But then, if you think about it, by the same token, if it's a direct causal link, then you have to also give them credit for all the positive attributes you have, all the good things in your life. It can't just be that the good things are things you crafted with your own hands, and the bad things are like, well, I had no choice. The legacy of trauma, the cycle of violence, etc. You're either responsible for what you are or you're not. I'm also curious what his outlook is, what his worldview is. Just to look at it at the most surface level, he just seems spoiled and he likes power. But there might be more to it than that. There might be a worldview there somewhere, if we really, really look for it. Yeah, there is definitely influence there. I mean, even bad influence is helpful influence if you take the right thing away from it. It's responsibility. Speaking of roles, this is very deliberate, right? It's very interesting because his introduction was talking about the role of women. If you want to go into roles and what you're owed from other people or society or whatever, you then have to contend with what your role is. It can't be unilateral, right? Though, like, this seems to be a central element of his outlook. But it can't be I'm owed everything and give nothing. So then the question is, just broadly, what am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? What's the best thing I could be? And now we're right back where we started at, like, anyway, I should be focusing on myself and what I'm doing. You can think about it intellectually, but that itself can't be your personality. That can't be your strategy for life, is like griping about what other people are and what they do. This group is like that group is like this. Who cares? It's not the value for yourself that it might appear to be. You're not better because you've like sorted groups, you know, and you've done some semantic juggling so that the group you already are in is the best group and the most deserving of whatever it is you're looking for that gives you points in that moment. Sympathy, cool points, which, surprise, surprise, what a coincidence. You just happen to be in that exact group. Choso, he's sort of extreme, right? But he's interesting and notable, I think, for like, oh, this is my role. Like, I got to live up to that. I'm an older brother. I got to be a good older brother. What does that mean? Super, super general here. There's something so powerful about just having an ideal. Like any ideal, focusing on an ideal as often as possible while improving on the conception of that ideal, getting it better and higher. It's a light. I built this brick by brick. I found the value. Speaking of reflection, I believe it. I think that wins in the end. It's almost like he has some sort of blood ability. Right, do these crazy death paintings, which Yuji may be related to. This is as cool as it is blurry. Somehow blurry and cool at the same time. I want to know what it is, though. What is it? What's this little, like, flash of light? Oh. You've been covered in blood. Yeah, it's coagulating. Oh, you're stuck. That's not a good place to be with this blood laser thing. I mean, he's first grade too. He might have more. Yeah. Things are rarely how they seem. Oh, here it is, here it is. Wait, what about frame rate? Wow, I like how that explanation explained nothing. I have no idea what that means. He sketches out his movements. He can move without moving at 24 frames per second, which means if the light is at a certain rate also, he'll be invisible or something. I forgot how that works. The frame rate's gotta match the light flicker. Well, all that ability and you're running right at him, you're running right at a straight laser. Oh yeah, it's a huge blast radius. It's like the nuclei were exploding. Didn't need to fire at you. Just hit everywhere. It's like Yuji trying to dodge Yuta. Should have never stabbed me. You should have never talked smack about your brothers. Look at you, not even respecting your brothers. Uh-oh. Oh my god, no! Wow, he made that look so easy. That sucks, bro. You okay? You make it so easy. He would think that because that's his game. Speaking of like levels of anchoring, that's his highest one. I don't think Yuta cares. You just get a different one, which we need to access. We need to get through. Wait, what? You drank too much blood. Oh, you can heal. Okay. Okay, that's hopeful. Uh-huh. Itadori Yuji, who is certainly dead. He's dead. Absolutely dead, you say. That looks a lot like Yuji. That looks a lot like Grandpa. Without knowing anything about the situation, probably good advice. Women these days, what was it? They don't understand their role in society. They need to stand behind men. Men, everything was going so well, and then women ruined everything for me. I mean us. Well, I'm really curious, what woman? This is Yuji's mom? Must have been a hell of a woman. At critical moments, when they're having a near-death experience. Kaori. So this is not the child he was able to have with wait, what? Who are you? You also have a thing on your head. Weird. Wait, what? Wow. This is my fault for asking who his mother is. Never in a million years did I think his mother would be Gendo. Fake Gendo. I mean, that's what it looks like at first glance, right? This dude's just been around from body to body. When he said get away from that woman, maybe there's something to that after all. I mean, for starters, maybe not a woman. That's weird. I don't know what to make of that. Has anyone ever seen Being John Malkovich? Separately, I increasingly grow interested in Grandpa because he was one of the biggest influences in launching the plot and Yuji's journey. We've had little bits and pieces of him after the fact. Like, I think he used to be an assassin. And now here he is overlooking his son and worried about him. And we know at some point he got to what we got of live your life for yourself, but in service to others, I think was the gist of that message. Maybe I'm just adding the for yourself part. It was the Jujutsu Kaisen version of with great power comes great responsibility. Speaking of your role, I feel like Grandpa saw some bad stuff. I mean, this maybe being one of them. Also, Kaori has the funniest timing. Again, alive again. This feels very familiar also. It feels sort of like the thing with Gojo when he was first captured. Maybe there's a deal we can make here. You healed him. Maybe he saved him. Okay, yes, for real. On my end, that's a huge relief. For you, that explains the sorry also when he stabbed him. Uh-huh. Maybe give him a little preview. Okay, alright, so that's where our loyalties are. That's great. Okay, alright, wow, that's a huge relief. We just skip right through that, all that, the reckoning and realization. He was already there. Interesting. No pressure. Believe it or not, worse. Tell me about it. If I should ever end up in a box. Yeah, right. Yeah, this gives us some breathing room. What'd you promise them? How'd you get around that? Okay, I see. Then revive him. Curse energy. Reverse curse energy. Yep. I mean, they have their heads so far up their own asses usually that might be okay. I like that reason. This pact, that statement. Man, Yuta came here to drop bombs. It's always seemed like there's been something off with this whole thing. The protagonists of the show themselves bring this up. What are we doing? We're just doing all this fighting and suffering and dying to fight curses, but then like we're just contributing to the curses. Fighting this thing, using the very thing in somewhat of like an ends justify the means type fashion. And the glimmers of hope we've gotten are moments that are not really related to the cursed powers necessarily. It's like the bonds between people and summoning the will to follow your conscience. So those things have always been separate. But now if you are introducing positive energy, then you have a power equivalent to something else, you know, something higher. Why aren't we developing more positive energy? People got to curse energy and were like, I guess this is as far as we go. Then a different part of Yuta's speech. The power I thought was forced upon me turned out to be something I brought upon myself. It's really cool. The way I connected this on a very mundane level is like, there are so many things, so many elements of personality that when you're young, especially, or when you're helpless, when you don't have the tools to really affect your life in ways that are significant, the traits you identify in yourself that are maybe somewhat different from the norm, just because a lot of the value judgments when you're young have to do with like, I've seen this before, I haven't seen this before, right? Like this is normal, this is abnormal. Your unique traits feel like a negative, and it's common to be resentful of them. But often it's the case that later when you actually have things more in your control, those are your greatest gifts. That's your edge. And another reading of it is that classic, we are the wardens of our own prison thing, where although it's easy and seductive and common to blame other people for our shortcomings and mishaps, and while like we live in a world, right, it's going to be true to some extent, things that are just like repeated over and over again, problems over years and years and years, there's a certain point at which now that's you. There's something that you're doing. Not being aware of it doesn't mean it's not something you're doing. Here, there's the more story relevant, literal reading of like, I chose this life, you didn't. Don't blame yourself, this is not your fault. Though I feel in that same light, that doesn't land well with Yuji because he did make a choice and he does have a concept of his own responsibility. Though like the good news is, I don't think blame is the right question. Fault is maybe more like in the assessment of what should be the punishment. The most important question is like, what is your responsibility? What is your duty? Ongoing. You know, fault is sort of retroactive, though weirdly, perversely, we'll use fault as a future metric in the vein of everything is my fault. It's probably an escape from that very responsibility, right? Because if you can label fault, then whatever, that's it. It's a binary category and there's nothing else you can do about it. You're just fault, right? You're at fault. Yuji bears a big role in this and he has to figure this out. There's no running away from it or hiding under a rock. That terrible thing did happen and he influenced it and he has to find his feet in that. But that's all it is in terms of what he's capable of and his potential and what he can do from here on out. The sum totality of who he is. Yes. Right, yeah, right. Oh, hi. You showed up. I kind of wanted him to continue that conversation. Is there still a Jujutsu High? What is left? I mean, I guess the school's still there. What? No. They should come here then. How did you find us also? I guess maybe Yuta told him? Yes. It's all of it though. That's oversimplification. That's an escape in the other direction, right? Like everything is me. Yeah, it's like you just trying to give him the out. You're not to blame. And that would have been sweet to take it. But instead, you're just like, no, I am to blame. But for reasons that are hard to explain, those don't feel that different. So what? You know, like what's the point? What are you trying to achieve here? Maybe the mission doesn't have to change. Maybe it's still a matter of finding out what matters and then doing our best towards things that we know to matter. And this is sort of radical, I guess, and we wouldn't talk about this or think about it this way. I mean, I think standards of punishment and seeking regret from others plays an important function. But I think that maybe viewing it in media, it's a little bit different or becomes a little bit more clear that we're probably not going to judge Yuji on what went wrong. We're going to judge Yuji on like his outlook and what he's fighting for and something more intangible, like his overall process as a human being, his general framework for navigating, you know, there's something more fundamentally important in the situation, which doesn't mean the grieving isn't important, which doesn't mean the recognition isn't important. It would be super weird and creepy if he was elated right now. I guess the point is like as a viewer, there's hope and it's still possible to believe in Yuji. And this is not the end of his journey, whether that's like, you're just not equipped for this world, man. You just had bad luck, or everything is my fault. I should just crawl into a hole and die, the end. Those are both deviations from whatever that other thing is, the more central thing. It's a really tough situation, to put it mildly, to say the least. Like, it's absurd. That's an interesting observation. You're also more than Jujutsu sorcerers. He's never really been super clear about his motive. I mean, he is in danger. This is true. And there's this. Right, he was referring to that at the end of season 2. That's a little weird. A little bit of a dark taint there. I mean, not that I don't feel Megumi cares about Yuji and doesn't believe a lot of what he's saying, but some of it is like, I need to win this. The culling game, general rules. First question is, how is this going to be enforced? Maybe some sort of contract. And who participates? It seems like this is just a countrywide game of battle royale, which is a crazy idea, but obviously very exciting. Also, I feel like it's weird that sorcerers are only 5 points more than non-sorcerers, given what we've seen people do to bystanders. Why would you target sorcerers? It's not worth the points. Not me strategizing on how to win the culling game. If it was me, I would just kill everyone. All the normal humans. Sort of crazy. It's a lot right now. Noble. Alright, he promised the big moment. Going right back into the den of the enemy. We need Gojo back. Okay. That's good. I really want her on our side. I like her already. Oh, this is sort of like well, both Demon Slayer and ReZero. I know it's a lot to ask, we don't have time, but I feel like we need to take a breath. She's fine. She's fine. He's crying with relief. The relief that a friend is okay. A relief that a friend is okay. Absolutely fine. Full recovery. Regardless, it just gets worse and worse for Yuji. Surely this is the rock bottom, right? It's only up from here, right? If we can handle this, if we can stand our feet through this, nothing can take us down. Right? Tough moment. I think it's so perfect that she's here. I like the independence. Also, trying to meet Tengen is kind of wild. It's actually a pretty cool squad all around. He's a cursed painting. Who really loves brothers. He's an older brother, yeah. He's an older brother painting. Yuji just has a great talent for finding brothers everywhere. We just skip right through the whole thing, right? Amazing. Okay. Or no? Or not? What is it? Looks like nerves or veins or trees. Okay, bye. Stay safe out there. Is this from the... Is this that? This is where we are, right? This is the start of season 2, the flashback. Tengen didn't give me the best first impression based on that arc. Trying to keep an open mind, I guess. It's a crazy angle. We're like doing this from Yuji's pocket. What did I do? Is it because she's a woman? Oh, there he is. Okay, so you've heard of us. Wow. Assuming this is even Tengen, this is the potential to be so revealing for this world. There's a lot of room for surprise about Tengen, but just summoning my memory to my reaction to season 2, there's something that seems very dark about it, where we have to sacrifice people to keep the balance, but a lot of questions from that, like, is this the balance? Is the balance in the room here with us now? Is it not just doing evil, even if they would consider it a small amount of evil, trying to prevent something that is inevitable anyway, and this whole thing is unsustainable? I imagine in this situation, he would be an ally, but I feel like we're a really, really long way off from considering him a friend.